Welcome to the speaking section of IELTS examination. My name is Jasprit Kaur and I would be your examiner of this part of the test, and this test would be recorded. May I know your full name, please?
Yes, of course. My full name is Sapna Dhameja.
Okay, how may I call you?
You may address me by my first name, Sapna.
Okay, may I see your identification, please?
Yes, of course. Here is my passport.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank you
okay.
so much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, where do you live?
I live in Tohana. This is a very small town in state Haryana, and it is in the northern part of my country.
Mhm.
And this is not really far away from the capital of the country.
Okay, do you study or work?
Well, I am a working professional right now. I am managing my own classes.
Okay, few question will be based on topic food. What is your favorite food?
Well, my favorite food is biryani. This is known as pulao, vegetable pulao in India, and I love it. And because I like the blend of spices and flavor, and I usually make it for me and my family members.
Okay, do you like eating out or cooking at home?
I love both actually, but I prefer cooking at home because I can customize food according to my taste and my kids' taste, as well as I try to make food more healthier at home.
Okay, is there a type of food you don't like?
Yes, I certainly don't like quite oily food. I really hate it because this is not healthy and it affects my physical and mental well being, not only my health but my family's health too. So I avoid taking healthy food. So before proceeding further to this interview, and here I would like to announce that at Your IELTS partner platform, you can join our online classes. The number is displayed below. First of all, you can book free demo classes. If you like those demo classes, later on you can enroll in our courses because we are offering online courses. Be this is writing, speaking, listening, or reading section. So most welcome.
Okay, few question based on topic reading. Do you enjoy reading?
Yes, I love reading a lot. In fact, I find it a stress buster activity for me. Being a busy person, I have a lot of activities to do so. So when I want to relax, then I always give importance to reading, especially at night before sleeping.
Okay. What kind of books do you like to read?
To be truthful, I am very spiritual in nature. I'm very religious in nature. So I give more importance to the spiritual books, and these are close to my heart. And above all, I prefer reading self help books also. Motivational books are also my favorite one. So I prefer reading these kinds of genre.
Okay. How often do you read?
Well, as I previously mentioned, that reading is a stress buster activity for me. At the end of the day, when I find myself quite exhausted or tired, so before sleeping, I read 10 to 15 minutes. It's an everyday activity for me.
Okay. Few question based on topic technology. Do you like to using technology?
Right now, I like using technology a lot. But previously, before COVID 19, I detest technology. I used to avoid using technology because at that time I was not techno savvy. But after 2019, after COVID, I learned a lot about the technology. And the more I am using it, the more I am loving it. So I am using a lot and I'm liking it a lot.
Okay. What is your favorite piece of technology and why?
Well, my favorite piece of technology is smartphone because it's quite helpful or quite conducive for doing communication, doing my office work, and staying connected with my family members. So it's a useful tool, and I love this.
Okay. Are there any disadvantages of technology?
Yes, everything comes with pros and cons. Certainly, technology is when there are so many drawbacks when people use it excessively. It is becoming the cause of many mental and physical health issues. So when people are using in excess, then it's definitely causing some problems to them.
Okay. This is the end of the part one. Thank you so much. Moving to the second part.
Mhm.
And I'm giving the cue card to you. This is your cue card. And if you wish to make notes, then you can.
Sure. Shall I start?
Yeah.
Well, I know so many people around me, those who are quite agile, active, and energetic. But today, here, I would like to talk about one of the specific persons in my life whom I know, and I find her quite energetic and active. She is one of my good friends. Her name is Ria. By profession, she is an IT engineer, and at the moment, she is living in Delhi, which is the capital of my country, India. Despite being so busy person, I always find this person quite active and very conscious. And I have never seen her being tired, even though her schedule is very demanding. Well, further, I would mention that how I know Ria, how I know this person. She is my childhood friend. Actually, we both were living in the same hometown, but after marriage, we got separated. Now she is living in a different town than me. But we studied together till our senior secondary schooling, and we were very good friends. And I always admire her positive attitude towards life, and she is ever ready to take up the responsibility. She never feels exhausted at any moment of life. And later I would mention that how energetic she is. Actually, she is physically and mentally quite active. She starts her day early morning at dawn, I would say around 5 o'clock in the morning. And her day starts with yoga, meditation, and some light exercises as well. And then later on, she starts her day dynamically, and she reaches at her workplace, and she does work throughout the day without tiredness. Moreover, she's a hordophile person as well. She travels a lot. Whenever she gets a chance, whenever she gets a break from her work, then she never skips to travel. I would say she's an avid traveler. So this quality I really like in my friend Ria. And further, I would say that she manages her demanding job, her personal responsibilities, and hobbies effortlessly. I would say I am really proud of her. She is not only my friend, but she is my inspiration, because whenever I feel low or I feel tired, just a quick chat with her makes me feel more energetic, and it lifts up my spirits. The conversation, even the little conversation, lifts up my spirits with her. And in the end, I would say she is not only an energetic person, but also she is a truly inspiring person for everyone who are in being touch with Ria. So I really pray to God she must live longer and her energy must be there forever.
Okay, great. This is the end of the part one. Now I'm asking some follow-ups to you, and the question is that, do you think machines could replace human workers in the future?
Uh, well, it is very difficult to say that machines would replace human workers completely. There are certain sectors like which require repetition and more manual jobs. Only on those works that machines will replace. Machine human work will be replaced by the machines. But there are certain works which require quite special knowledge and critical thinking. For example, people who are working as a teachers and doctors, counselors. So machine or technology can never replace. So this type of works can never be replaced by the technology.
Okay. Can physical workers receive higher salaries in the future?
I think yes, it can be true in the future, because this is a matter of demand and supply. When there is a less supply and there is a huge demand of something, then price of that or cost of that particular thing will hike. So the in this case, this is happening because nowadays, as people are more techno savvy and they are giving more emphasis on some degrees or some specialized knowledge, and they are not giving importance to the vocational skills. For example, people are not going for carpentry, they are not going for plumbing, welder, as they are not, they just don't want to do work as an electrician. So in future, their supply is going to be reduced, but demand still is hiking. So when there will be more demand and less supply, the price and the cost will be increased. So definitely they will get more salary in the future.
Okay. What is the difference between the payment for physical work and that for mental work?
Well, there is a huge difference between both. Well, the people who just go for the physical work, like construction workers, mason, carpenters, electrician, and even those who hold some vocational skills, their work is more manual, and they don't need a specific set of educational degree, or they just get the experience and they can do these type of work with the experience, so they get less salary as compared to people who are more into the mental work, because people who are into the mental work such as doctors, engineers, teachers, counselors, they need a specialized knowledge of particular subject whatever they are doing, and they need a specific set of degree. They must have critical thinking, they must know how to solve the problems. So definitely their work is more mental and they require more efforts in their academics, and they need more practice, so they get more salary as compared to those people who are involved into the physical works.
Okay. What kind of jobs need a lot of physical work?
Well, there are certain jobs which require physical work. As far as I know, or as I have seen in my society, I'm living in India. So people, those who are into the construction work, in the farming work, in tilling work, they are doing. They have to do more physical work. For example, factory workers, the people who are into the mining jobs, as well as the people who are doing the transportation, and the people who are in the delivery sector, transportation sector. So these people, they have to do more and more physical and intense works.
Okay, thank you so much. This is the end of the speaking section.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.